This is day 5 of Global Money Week, day 4 of our conversations with you. All right, I'm excited today. So let me start by recapping it and making sure we're all on the right track. So just in case you're joining us for the first time, we are going through a series where we are talking about the 7 common mistakes that people make that cause us to struggle financially. Or today I'm going to put it differently, that cause us to repel money. So he's going to talk about those things, and I'm going to take you through what we've spoken about so far. The first mistake that we make is we don't make the most important investment that has the highest likelihood of generating a return on investment for us. And that is, we do not invest in ourselves. We don't invest in ourselves in the sense of getting the necessary education, putting in the necessary work so that we can become the person or a person that people feel they know, like, and trust. In essence, becoming a person that can do the things for the people that need the things done in such a way that the people want to pay us. That's number one. The second mistake is we view money negatively. We think that money is a bad thing, and it is difficult, almost near impossible, to attract something that you think is evil. The third mistake we make that causes us to repel money, it runs away when it sees us, is, what was it again, Shireen? Okay, I got it. Yes, it's that one. You need to work hard for your money. That people think that the equation, like the only thing you need to attract a lot of money is work very hard. Not entirely true. Like we said, work is valuable, but it is not at the center of the money-making process. The money formula is income follows value. So if you're going to work hard, rather work hard at becoming someone that is able to deliver value that income can follow. The fourth lie that we talked about was you need to get a degree so that you can automatically land a good job. Whew. That ain't true too, right? And it's based on the whole premise that the whole point, the more you know, knowledge is power. Knowledge is not power. Applied knowledge, and when we say it's applied to a setting where it's relevant, that generates the power. But knowledge alone, not important. There are many people who know a lot of things that don't matter and don't get them paid. There's some people who know the back to front of an encyclopedia, but if you're an accountant, I don't know how that's going to work out for you. That's just a whole lot of information with no power. What you need to get to a point where you turn that information or that knowledge into mastery. What is mastery? Is when you can do that thing without having to put your mind to it. You know someone has mastered something when they can do it without thinking, or it looks like they're doing it without thinking. It's almost effortless. They don't need to think about it. They be about it. They feel their way to the right solution. So today, we continue 5 and 6. Let me share some stats real quick, shall I? For the people, because I like to throw some information. So firstly, if you've been tracking with us on this series, I need to correct something. I said something that was not true. I referred to the Global Stress Report. There is no such thing as the Global Stress Report. The name of the report is the American Stress Report, or Stress in America Report. But everything else is factual. That money I was going through it yesterday, and even in 2023, financial factors remained one of the highest causes of stress. Pretty much the highest cause of stress. A close second was the state of the economy. And all of those, when you really think about it, all have to do with money. And here's the weird thing, that though the report showed that a lot of people are stressed about money, it also revealed that people didn't like to talk about their stress about money. So that means that things are bad, but you're not comfortable enough to tell people things are bad. So you keep keeping up appearances, and it gets worse, and leads to all sorts of diseases, high blood pressure, depression, and all these things. And all this could go away by starting conversations about money, being open and honest about the concerns and the fears you have, so that you can let the fear fade away, because now you don't waste present energy on a future outcome that is undesirable, that is inefficient for you. So how do we help you be more efficient with your time? You start questioning the truth, or the truth that you've been told, or the lies you've been told as truth. Remember, we've been asking you, with what we're telling you, we want you to ask yourself, is what I've been doing up until this point working for me? Is it working on me, or is it working against me? Because if it's working against you, that may mean that your truth may not have been absolute truth. It may have been situational truth, like the lie we're about to get to. And the lie number 5 is you need to work for a good company. So that means you get your degree, and after you get your degree, right, you're going to use that degree to land you a nice job with a good company. And what's a good company? A good company is a company that's going to give you a good salary and amazing benefits. Right? But here's the problem. That formula worked in a time, but not anymore. You see, the downside with get a degree and work for a good company is that it is preparing you, like some of the degrees we are doing today are preparing us for a world that's not going to exist, or that doesn't exist, or definitely won't exist by the time the students finish school. That's just what it is. It is preparing you for a perfect world that no longer exists. And when you get into that good job that we all wanted, and I remember I did this. You know, I worked hard and I thought these companies would have come. I did not get the job initially in that good company, but eventually I did. That explains my time in investment banking. And this is why we call this a lie or a money mistake. One of the things you need to understand is, as you grow your wealth, if you really want to grow your wealth, you cannot depend on a single income stream. Do not do it. It is dangerous for your health. Do not depend on a single income stream. Wealth is built by building multiple streams of income that make their way to you regularly. If you spend time learning from people who've built something worthwhile, you will understand that most business people have multiple streams of income. They get income from multiple sources. They do not rely on one source of income, because when you rely on one source of income, you're just one bad incident away from experiencing what slavery feels like. So let me track back. Let me track back and get back to and get to the beginning. Now, here's the challenge with wanting to work for a good company. It creates within you an employee mentality. And what do I mean by an employee mentality? An employee mentality is the story we've been told for success. You see, the end game after getting your education was to land a job with a good company. And once you'd landed a job with a good company, you would live happily ever after. What does that tell us? The employee mentality makes you someone who relies on someone else. You see, when you get that job and you say to yourself, I have arrived, that means the next thing you're waiting for is your boss, one, to tell you how much they're going to pay you. Okay? They're going to tell you what job you're going to do. Okay? They're going to tell you when you make a mistake, they're going to point it out to you. Yes, sir. And when you need some training and improvement, they're going to decide, oh, yes, sir, you're going to do everything for me, sir. Tell me, who's in control? Are you still in control of your finances if your end game is just getting a job? Or have you relegated or delegated your life work or the meaning of your life to someone else? Let me give you an example. There's some companies, Charmaine, that, and you know, my people in TV land, that pay uber ridiculous salaries, like crazy. Like you could go and work for companies that pay you anything between 100 to 250,000 a year, right? Amazing. Yeah, for some of you that's not a lot of money. Yeah, cool. But if you're in Zimbabwe, you know what I mean. The average income ain't that high here. So if you can earn 100,000 or 250,000 a year and you stay in Zimbabwe, you're doing pretty okay. You're doing pretty okay. So if you land that job, chances are you're in a position that you will have opportunities and options that most Zimbabweans dream of. You'll be able to potentially send your kids to schools that are remarkable, be able to stay in houses, go on holidays, do a lot of things because the money allows you, it gives you those options. But here's the catch. Most companies that pay you that much also want you to know that they own you. Because if you're getting that amount of money from a single stream of income, they in essence dictate the quality of lifestyle you are living. They own it, they control it. And that means if you want to go and watch your kid at a play, or if you want to do something for yourself, hey, it is over. They'll just look at you and be like, okay. You want to go on the play, and I need this report for this sales meeting. Okay. You want to go home? You're going home at 4:30. 4:30. You sure? Not 7? You sure not 7? You know one thing. I gotta sign that check. They control you. And I'm not saying don't work it or don't get jobs with good companies that pay very well. All I'm saying is don't let the income they give you become your single source of income. Because, man, you guys remember COVID? Remember COVID? Do you remember what happened? How many people lost their jobs? Even if you are very good at your job, there are things that will happen around you and in your environment that have nothing to do with you. You're not at fault, but they affect you and they could cause you to lose your job. Or there's a friend of mine, or if you work in mining companies round about now, and even in Zimbabwe, there's some really good mining companies. No fault on their own, I think. But the metal prices have gone down. And for a lot of these companies that are in mining, or mineral prices, not metal prices alone, mineral prices have gone down. So for a lot of these companies, that's a material negative effect on their business. And some of them have had to resort to offering employees to is it voluntary retrenchment? Some companies have even gone on to say, look, we are downsizing. Others like to call it right sizing. Now imagine, you're told work for a good company. When you find a good company, stay with that company. Some people have been working for these companies for 20, 30 years, 5 years. And just because something else happens that has nothing to do with you, that company may find itself having to downsize you. And if that was your single stream of income, you, my friend, are not wealthy. You, my friend, are not rich. You just found a nicer way to live paycheck to paycheck. So this is why working for a good company and hedging that and benchmarking that as your way to wealth doesn't work. But if you work for a good company that pays you very well, and then you don't just chop the money, you take the money they're giving you and you use it to buy assets. Because income also follows assets. Create the asset that generates the income. You begin to diversify your income stream so that when they say adios amigos, you're like, it's cool. I'm good. Let's move to the juicy one. Number 6. Woo. This one. My God. They tell you that you need to save for retirement. I hate that word. You need to save for retirement. That is one of the most flawed ideas ever developed by man. Save for retirement. There's a Jewish principle that states that you can ruin today by planning bad things for tomorrow. You can ruin today by planning bad things for tomorrow. Let me give you an example. I've just come today. My son was running at the infant sports thing, and they're races, right? I've now realized it's only at infant races where the kids slow down as they get to the finish line. Only at infant races. If you go to the All Africa Games that are happening right now in Accra, Ghana, shout out to Zimbabwe. You guys are doing us proud. If you go there and you're watching a 100-meter race or a 200-meter race, what you'll find is when the athletes start the race, when they hit their top speed, they keep running. They do not slow down as they get to the finish line. They keep running at full speed past the finish line because they understand something, that the moment they start slowing down mid-race, their fate is sealed. They are going to lose the race. What am I saying? Is that if you are planning for retirement, because let me tell you what retirement is. Planning for retirement is saying, I'm going to work hard today, or I'm going to work, and my goal is that I'm working to earn this income so that sometime in the future, I don't need to work, and I'll have earned enough money. I don't need to work because I'll have earned enough money to finally live the life that I want to live. So in essence, if you plan for retirement, what I need to tell you is that the moment that idea, the moment you are putting money aside and you say, I'm putting this for retirement, you've already begun to slow down in terms of the kind of performance you bring to the table. Maybe that's the reason why a lot of guys, when they get to 60 and 65, the company wants you out because you have been depreciating in value because of this bad idea that you want to leave the company. Retirement is such a selfish idea. It tells me that you have only come to work, Charmaine, so that you can earn enough money so that you stop working. Incredibly selfish. Like, incredibly selfish. You have no interest in the people who you serve and how you're improving their lives. All you want to do is get enough money so you can go and live the life you want to live. But this is where it gets funny. For most of us, that means 60 or 65. So are you honestly telling me that you are going to put away money, not live your life to the fullest whilst you're young, so that you can have enough money when you're 65? Do you realize that by the time you get to 65, for some of us, you will not have the physical energy to really enjoy that money? So Charmaine, we are working so hard so that we can spend money at a time where likely our bodies won't be able to enjoy it. Have you ever seen that picture? Is the video of this couple in Italy? And they're going, and I think it's at one of the canals, under the canals. Yes. And you've seen it, right? Yeah, Charmaine's seen this one. And this couple's in this canal. It's supposed to be romantic. Me and my wife need to make a plan to do this. And as the guy is coming out, rowing out, from the tunnel, this old couple, both of them are KO. They are sleeping. And now you ask yourself, Saka, sure, boy, is this why we're doing this thing? Come on, guys. The other thing is, and I guess maybe that was the most important question. I should have started with that one first. Do you know when you're going to die? Do you know how long you're going to live? Do any of us know? So, you're putting aside money for your retirement, but you could be dead before then. Then that money is left over for people who may not understand how hard you worked to put that money aside, and they'll chop that money, and before you before your 5th anniversary is gone. Retirement is a bad idea. It is a really bad idea. And even, I was reading this report by Alan Gray, and forgive me, I may get the stats wrong, but they were just looking at the health effects of retirement. And what they found is, I think it's 1 in every 2 or 1 in every 4 retirees showed symptoms of depression or some sort of mental disorder that was directly attributable to the fact that they had stopped working. I did a desktop study in one of our courses when we did our Smart Money Wealth, and one of the participants there shared some fascinating information of what happens with CEOs of, is it Zesa Holdings? Maybe check it out, Zesa Holdings. And she found out that most of the CEOs who were required to retire, I think it's at age 60 or age 65, were dead within 5 years of retiring. They were dead within 5 years of retiring. This is the thing. Retiring is not good for your health, and definitely is not good for your money. Because this is the thing with humans. Humans need something to aim for in order to have a reason to live. So we need something, we need to have something, we need a reason for living in order for us to live. And the moment you get to retirement, you may lose your reason for living, because when you are working, work is not a means to an end. Work is how you create connections, develop friendships, show your value, live out your purpose. You're not working so that you can just make money. You are working because it is a representation, and the money you earn is going to be a representation of your life's work. and your achievement and the value you've added to society. So this is it. The moment you don't have anything to aspire to, you will expire. So if you don't want to expire before your time, you must always aspire to go higher. Your age has nothing to do with the amount of money you are able to make. So for those people who are thinking, I am too old to do anything, you do not have a best before date. That idea of retirement, that's ageism. We should even start a campaign against that. People do not become less valuable the older they get. If anything, they develop more connections, they get wiser, and they can begin to give more input. The kind of, you may not be doing the same kind of work, but definitely you always have some valuable work that you can bring to the table. So my encouragement is, do not save for retirement. Rather, so I'm not saying don't save. I'm saying there are reasons for saving that are much better than retiring. 1, save for a rainy day, an emergency. Have an emergency fund. 2, and this is where your wealth's going to come from, and this is where you're going to generate passive income that's going to help you get out of the slavery of one income. You save so that you can have money to invest. Right? And what are we investing in? We are investing in assets, right? Be it in the form of in assets and businesses that generate income. So we're investing in IGAs, income generating assets. And why are we investing in them? Because we want them to create income for us whilst we sleep, or without us having to actively be in that space for the money to be generated. The third reason we should save, I think I'm about to forget it, is in anticipation of big purchases. So some of you want to buy houses. You want to buy maybe a car, or just, assets that you consider valuable. That's where you save money. You put aside money for that. Saving money for any other reason, that is being wasteful. So instead of saving for retirement, right? Because you're saying I need the income, I need to earn this income, so when I'm at a time in the future, I can have money coming in without me having to go out and work for it. Right? So instead of saving for retirement, what if you started putting money aside, or focused on creating an asset, all right? An asset that generates for you a passive income stream, and you keep investing in it, growing it, until the income, that passive income from that asset, is higher than the amount of money that's coming from your active engagement at your job. So when your passive income from the asset you've created becomes more than the active income from the work you are doing at your job, that could be a nice goal. That's the goal. Not so that you can retire, it's so that you can have options, so that you can begin to create what is called wealth. Wealth is another way of looking at wealth, is your ability to create income that outlives you, and that is able to continue coming through even when you're no longer around. So that we create situations where, as our children come up, they don't have to worry about a place to stay. They don't have to worry about bills. They continue to build from where you left off. Having money that outlives you, so that the causes you're passionate about, you can fund. You don't have to ask for donors. You are the donor. Right? I'll stop there. I think, you see, retirement makes me funny. It's like, I hate that word. And hopefully, and we've created an entire course called the Unretirement Path to help people who have this bad idea see a different idea, and to build wealth so that you are not afraid. I know a lot of us talk about retirement and we so focus on putting money away. My encouragement to you is, work, definitely put in the work. But as you put in the work, please take some time to enjoy the fruits of your work. Don't wait to go on that holiday till you're 60. Do a bit of both. See the world. You've worked for it. You've put in the hours. See the world, and as you see the world, you'll be amazed at how your ability to see different things can open you up to a whole new dimension that allows you to create more assets, more relationships that generate more wealth for you. Do not be afraid to travel. Don't wait. Put something aside. Create those assets. But please, I beg you, you do not know when you are going to die. If you've got kids, spend time with them. Go to places. Create memories. Don't spend all your life in an office. Snap. Work at becoming gainfully unemployed at some point in time in your life. I'll talk about what that means a bit later. Thank you for joining us. And if, like always, if you've got some questions, drop them in the comments and we'll gladly respond in the comments. So join us tomorrow again. Tomorrow's Saturday. So Saturday, I've got a lot of things on my plate. So we may change the time to a bit later because I've got a discipleship program that's happening at our office space. So just look out for the time adjustment. We'll know what time it is, but definitely we're going to be getting into that. And tomorrow we get into money mistake number 7. Should I tell them what money mistake number 7 is? No, Charmaine said no. So look out for the post. We'll tell you what money mistake number 7 is. And then I think Sunday we'll go back and help you figure out how you can get more money flowing towards you, understanding what people are willing to pay for and what kind of value. So more money is not going to come to you by just providing more value. There are types of value that you can present to people. So if you want to secure your future, understand the types of value that will get you to your future. Thank you very much. My name is Terrence, and we out. Thank you, Instagram community. Always.